Okay, vacation's over. No more vacation.
Aww.
No.
Over.
I know. You're the only one who's heard about that. All I did was, well, nothing, because the weather went for crap and we didn't go anywhere. So.
Yeah, the weather was nice where I was at. You know.
I hate you. I hate you.
Plus 29. I think I hit 31 on one of the days. It was nice.
You suck. Suck.
I had to go.
Yeah, sure. That's it. So who we got? Let's see who's here today. We got some people watching. We got Dale, who's hoping he wins. Terry Shaw, hello. We got Tim. We got Zach. We got Ryan. We got Gord. That's only because I knew who some of these people are. We got JJ. How's it going? All right. Okay, so let's get into some stuff. So I'm not going to do the draw yet. Well, I'm going to do the draw, but later because, I have to pull my head out of my butt first. So, who is the fastest in all the land?
Max Verstappen?
No.
Lewis Hamilton?
No. No. None of them can do a 132 feet, 1.69 seconds. Isn't that stupid fast?
No man can.
No man in the land can do that.
No man in all the land.
I don't know if I want to go there. That might be a dangerous thing.
I'll go there.
Are you going to go there?
Yeah.
Okay.
She kicked everybody's butt.
She kicked and spanked the butts. You're right.
Yeah, there's like girls can race over here, guys can race over here. It's like, screw you, I don't need no man.
Yeah, right? I can't get over the guys that are there's lots of people bagging, saying, oh, well, like all the excuses in the world. It just blows me.
Of course. It's just the same thing as normal racing, It's like, oh, my battery wasn't peaked. Oh, well,
it's the track. It was totally the track.
The track threw me off. Oh, well.
Yeah, right? Because everybody else isn't racing on the same track, right?
Yeah, everybody's racing the same track. So, you know what?
Yeah.
You can get your stuff together. That's okay.
Yeah.
There's only one winner anyway, so.
I mean, my wife's over here, and she's totally like, you guys should have known the girl was going to win. That's her attitude about it.
I think it's awesome.
So.
Almost makes me want to race.
Yeah. She says it almost makes her want to race. It was a $20,000 first prize. You want to race now? Yep, she wants to race. But she's not going to sell me on that yet because she needs to build a car first. So if she builds a car. So this is, let me check something.
What race was that called? Does everybody know what we're talking about?
It was the King of the Streets in Vegas. King of the Streets? Yeah, I think that was it. It was on Sunday. I didn't really find out a whole lot about it until after. And I'm like, holy man, you kidding? 1.69 seconds is so fast. 80, I think they said it was 84 mile an hour. I watched a couple passes, and I'd show you guys these passes and stuff, except then I get copyrights. And the last time I shared a video from another YouTube channel, the actual entire live stream got taken off air, which you guys don't want that because you guys want to know what's going on. Get her a drag car. I have I've got a drag car back here. I even have a purple drag car she could come race with.
She's got like 8 or 10 back there.
She won't come. She won't come.
Some would say it's a horde, but.
Okay, so what's my drink? You guys don't want to see my drink, do you? Yeah, you do. I want to give you guys a perspective here as to how other level that car was a DR. It was the R1 Works DR1. I think that was what it's called. The drag chassis, okay? And just to give you guys a perspective of how other level these chassis are compared to the stuff like we're not talking a drag slash. We're not talking the new associated, none of this stuff, okay? This is switch it over to the camera so you guys
R1 Works action.
R1 Works action. Okay, now this is what this one, this one, this one. That's the right one. I want to make this bigger. There we go. Okay, just so you guys can see now. Just so you guys, too many directions that the camera has to go. This is the drag kit that she was running. Okay,
EC1.
Let's go this way. There. Ha! There we go. Totally holding it upside down. Okay. So
that's the 6.1.
This works with the 6.1. Okay. So it sounds simple, right? Just go buy this kit. Here's the rest of the kit. This is the body mount kit and the suspension and everything, and all the stuff that comes with this. But
Yeah, the body mount kit's pretty cool. That's the one that leans with the chassis.
Yeah.
No matter where the tires are, the chassis will move in the body, and the tires stay right where they're supposed to be.
I'm not 100% positive that she had that kit. I haven't actually had a chance to look and see what she was running.
But yeah,
I know it was this. So, simple, right? Let's just crack into the sucker and see what we get. There's a chassis plate with a million holes, right? Look at all those holes. So you tell me, you just no problem. Super easy to deal with, right?
Yeah, anybody can do it, right?
Anybody can do it. And then here is the standoffs and a bunch of other chassis. I think this is the ESC mounting plate, I believe, or maybe the transmission mounting plate. This is all designed to fit the B6.3 driveline, so the transmission and everything from the Associated. And then there's your spindles and all your stuff, right? So no problem, right? We'll just get in here and then look. There's no instructions. There's no setup sheet. There's no nothing. There's
no setup sheet, no nothing.
Nothing, man. So yeah, that means that you need to figure it all out and set it all up. And when there's that many holes on a chassis,
all adjustments,
so much adjustment, you have to know your crap and you need to have stuff dialed. And it's not just a luck of the draw. She did it, beginner's luck. No.
Like even Scott says here.
Hey?
Even Scott says here she had a slower reaction time, but drove around him.
Oh yeah, well, she had a slower reaction time and drove around him. She drove around everybody. And I just can't believe, just looking at this kit, I even went on the R1 Works site. There might be some changes now because that kit's fairly new. I mean, we only talked about that kit there just before Christmas. It was November. Yeah. So when they released that kit. So we've got one. I have it's over there somewhere. I have a B6. I have a drag car chassis. I don't think I'm going to put that because that's got a lot of adjustments, and that's just blow your head off, right?
Dale wants to know how much. How much for the kit?
How much for that kit? Okay, so in Canadian buckaroos, that's $470, and for this kit, and then the body mount kit. So this kit runs all the normal stuff. There's no shocks or anything. You still have to get all the stuff from a B6 buggy. This is the body mount. So this is the kit, the part that puts the body directly onto the spindles, and the weight and all of the ground effects from your aerodynamics goes straight down onto the wheels to give you more traction.
Which is pretty
I'm
cool.
not sure if she was running this. If I was building one of these, I would totally run this because that's pretty trick and pretty badass.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
It's just going right to the tires. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is all 3D printed type stuff, and it all looks like it's very high quality printing. All the stuff that is printed in this. The body mount set is another $130 roughly. So you're talking $600 just for a chassis. Canadian.
And not to mention the transmission.
Kanakaroos, yeah.
And
Oh, the transmission. That's another thing. So Exotech just released a transmission this week, all aluminum body transmission. So if you really wanted to, you could probably build this entire thing without even touching an associated part, because they have so many companies have made their version of the same thing now. But we were talking with Wayne today at the store. And he lost interest in racing because he was like, man, I can't keep up to that. That's ridiculous.
But that's why we got the other class, the bracket class. We bring whatever.
That's why we have a bracket class, but everywhere else doesn't have a bracket class.
No.
Right? We did that specifically to try and keep guys coming because, yeah, I mean, you don't want your racing at a club level to turn into who's got the most money. When you're going to a race for $20,000, how much money you're going to throw at it? Because I'll tell you, racing in full scale, there's a lot of races out there. You are not going to spend 20 grand, or you're not going to win 20 grand and only spend. I mean, what do you think she's got into her entire car? 3 grand. In the States, everything's cheaper.
Oh yeah, of course.
She's got, if you're being very, very generous, I'd say 3 grand. I mean, you've got maybe $1,000 for the chassis and the electronics, and then $2,000 for the Voodoo tires. So, was she running Voodoos?
I don't know. The lease of Voodoo tires.
Mm-hmm.
What did Mike sell his for? He said he bought a set and sold them for like $550 American.
Yeah, and
American. He sold them to like Big Chief or something. Allegedly.
That's only proving one thing.
What's that?
How much money people will throw at something to make themselves look fast.
I gotta
It doesn't
win.
matter. If you can't do this, or in your case, this, because you're left-handed.
Yeah. This
If
is
you
natural.
can't do this at a good reaction time to the light, you can put $5,000 on in rubber and stuff on that thing. You're still going to lose.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's not about winning and losing. It's about how much fun you can have. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it all about the fun?
Is it fun, though, when you spent $500 on a set of rubber and you still can't win? Is that fun?
And then Tim shows up with this jalopy that's all bent and stuff. And
Oh, yeah, that you have to turn slightly to the right to keep it going straight, because if you don't turn it slightly to the right, it veers right and then goes left. And I don't know how he drives those things. Didn't you put it on the tweak board and it was like this?
Well, yeah, I didn't even put it on the tweak board because I looked at it and some of the screws that were supposed to be holding on the front of his car were like bulging out. It was twisted. You could see it's twisted. And the shocks aren't adjustable, so you can't adjust it out.
No.
I don't know how you did it.
No, so that's where I kind of differ on the whole thing. I think that the bracket racing class is going to be good. I read a lot of stuff about box stock classes. If the box stock category was more on par with each other, like if all of those, if it was something like a like even in four-wheel drive slashes and short course trucks and stuff like that, their RTRs are way closer together than they are in the drag scene. Like you get about a 3,300 kV brushless motor, right? And most of the companies kind of come around with about a 3,300 kV brushless motor. That's pretty close. 35, 33, whatever. They're all close.
But you want to win. So you get a low C.
Yes, you get a low C. You got, what is it, a 65 or 67? I can't remember now. I think
Must be 72.
So 6,500 kV. It's another, you're talking with the Traxxas, you got a 3,300 or 3,500, I can't remember which one, the 3,300 kV Valenian system. What is it in the DR10?
Sufficient.
No, that's Traxxas's line. So that you get, yeah. Tim says that his car goes fast because it's underweight.
It's the screws broken.
Right? But you got your ripping around and you can go and box stock, and if everything was even, then a box stock class would be 100% doable and a good idea. None of the manufacturers want to get together and make an entry-level class without it being all them.
Why?
Right? I don't know. I don't understand it. Traxxas started out with the short course truck with the Slash way back. When they released that, then a bunch of other companies came, and they all kind of came out with the same thing because they all wanted to compete in the same class. Right?
Yeah.
So who was the first one to come out with an RTR? Drag car. Associated.
Associated.
Right? Associated. And then Losi came out with theirs next. And then Traxxas dumped theirs on the market right off the bat. Because, you can't be beaten to the line. Drag racing beating the line. See what I did there? Anyways, why couldn't they all just come up with the same and fit into the same set of rules? Who cares about the body styles? Because every drag car is different. But at least keep the engine specs the same, the motor specs the same, so that you can buy it, put a battery in it, and go to the track and race without having to figure out a bracket and all this other crap that makes it just more frustrating for the race director. This guy here. To figure out who's going faster if you beat it or any of that stuff, right? I wish they had done that. I'm very disappointed in the manufacturers on that aspect. I'm happy they're putting out drag cars.
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm kind of disappointed with the drag cars they're putting out, like as RTRs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, we advanced our technology over the last 10 years to this racing chassis. It's all adjustments. It's all geometry is just spot on.
Oh, I know which one.
A past model from 10 years ago.
Yeah, but the only company that didn't do that was
racing.
This is very true. You're right. Okay, you're very right because
disappointed. Mid motors been known.
Yeah, Losi did the 2.2, right? So you got the 2.2, the 2.2, 2.0.
Well, hold on. Let's back it up here. Let's even back it up to the 2.2. 2.2, 1.0, you could do a mid motor with it.
Okay. But you couldn't.
Chassis, you can't. It's the platform kind of before that.
It's like the old. It's like somebody went to the parts warehouse and went, "Man, we got a lot of leftover parts here."
It's like Triple X with metric
this car, right? I get it. Traxxas.
I was all excited, and then they come out and it's like, okay, that's like 10 years. Like, I'm not even exaggerating here. This is when I first started racing 10 years ago.
Right.
These are the chassis they used
right out of the womb. The only one that didn't do that was Traxxas because they never ever had a mid motor anything.
They've never changed anything.
They've never changed anything for 35 years. They've run the same platform, basically the transmission and everything. And they they didn't come up with a new transmission until they released this drag car. Then they come up with a new transmission, right?
Finally,
freaking amazing.
Freaking amazing. Finally.
And now they put it in all their brushless stuff. As of last week. It still took them the better part of a year to put that transmission in their RTR two-wheel drive bashers and brushless stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, it didn't actually hit the market. Well, the actual models didn't actually get on the shelves until drag season was over. So,
well,
in Canada,
in the States they did.
Yeah,
we didn't get them up in up north of the border. Up
the
here.
redhead child didn't get theirs.
No.
No, we didn't. Right?
Yes, you're right. 100% you're right. It's all about winning for the big companies. Whoever made the fastest one. But did Traxxas make the fastest one? Because it's the lower KV. So.
But gearing.
I mean, I haven't done this yet because I was going to at one point take the DR10, the Slash, the Drag Slash, and the No Prep from Losi. I was going to line them all up, 3 of them at the same time, and just keep on doing hit after hit after hit with them and put it all on video so we could show it off to see who's really fastest out of the box and average it out, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of so done with that now. I don't really want to. It seems like a lot of money spent on cars that are slow.
Yeah, I don't even want to have one of those at all. Like mine is the 2.2 with the chassis, the Vader chassis.
Yeah.
Which I like. It.
My untested one is a X-ray.
Yeah, I want that.
My untested one is an X-ray with really thick carbon fiber plates that kind of looks like that kit. And I'm scared to touch it because I'm not sure if I'm going to screw up all the stuff. I don't know if it was ever set up right. Right?
You never know. Probably
Tim has a Slash. Tim has a Slash. Who do we know that's racing with how many drag slashes did we see last year? None. Nobody raced with the drag slash out of the box because they didn't show up until the snow was on the ground.
Yeah. It was like after we were done because it was so cold out.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like the traction compound. Like we can't prep our track like they did down there in Vegas. Oh wait, no, they didn't prep the track. Oh, right. Does anybody ever realize like on a drag strip, on a full-size drag strip, how does the rubber that is on that drag strip get there? From repeated runs over. It's not like they went out there with a hot glue gun and melted rubber all over the track. Yeah, I mean they do have stuff with acetone and other stuff that they use for smoothing it out and kind of fixing the rubber that's on the track.
They heat it up and scrape it off sometimes.
Yeah, they heat it up and scrape it off and all that stuff, but it didn't get there from them melting a tire and holding it over the thing and spraying it onto the track, right? And that's exactly what happened at this drag race. They had so many cars, so many passes, so many hits, and everybody putting glue on their tires. The track became prepped. If it was, there's no way, and I'm going to put it out there, you guys can call me an idiot all you want. It's happened before. You can say that anybody could get a 1. I highly doubt that anybody would get less than a 1.8 on a non-prep, on a brand new fresh track. You blew it off with a blowgun or whatever, and first hit. I've never seen anybody do a 1.8 on completely fresh pavement.
No, I don't think so. First hit out of the box?
First hit, just showed up, threw down the timing system, got out the leaf blower, blew off the track. It's been a hot summer day. Tell me one place where they've actually seen a 1.8, boom, right out of the box. I can't think of anybody. I've never seen any race online yet. It's always later on into the day after there's been numerous passes put on, and now there's some traction compound and it's on the track. Right?
Of course.
So that's my take on it. I think I'm not saying that she didn't go damn fast. She still went damn fast. But my take on it is that those speeds would not get hit on a proper, not running prep track. And it's one of those things that's the argument that just goes on and on and on and on. Everybody's like, it's not track. Yes, it is track prep. It's totally track prep. If you're putting glue on your tires, that's prep.
Well, I remember when they first started doing drag racing, they had like the spider compound stuff you put on there, and you put tires together, and it's like, oh, it's all stringy when you pull them apart.
Oh yeah. And now you're getting that with the compounds they're putting on again.
Yeah. It's not the actual rubber, it's this gooey.
Yeah. Like, do I even have any here? Yeah, I do. Okay. So there's SXT launch, okay? This softens the rubber. This doesn't stick to the tire. After you're done, it doesn't leave a tacky, sticky, gluey stuff on your tire. This is afterburn. This is for cleaning the tires off. And that's for slime for conditioning the tires when they're sitting on the shelf and not doing anything. Ask me why all these are full. But my point is you put those on, which is what we basically allow to be run here.
Yeah, you gotta have your tires clean.
You can have your tires clean, but they don't leave any. You can put them on a workbench and roll them forwards and backwards, and you're not leaving a bunch of crap on your bench.
No.
You roll it across the ground, you're not picking up, an eighth of an inch of freaking gravel and sand and stuff off of the track. That's no prep. That's my idea of no prep. And it's my idea of no prep if you're out drag racing in a 1-to-1. If you meet some guy at a street light and you're racing 1-to-1 and you meet a guy street light, are you jumping and spraying your tires down and gluing them up? And no, you're not.
That's what tires are flying and heat it up.
Would that slime work for crawlers that sit for a while? I don't really know. I've never even thought of trying it on crawler tires.
One thing I found, I tried to use the other compound, the race compound on my tires. Mm-hmm. And the hardest part about using it is to get it all in there, all deep like.
Yeah. Because most of these compounds are for slick style tires, right?
Yeah.
Most of these are
toothbrush. Get toothbrush in there. Spray it everywhere because toothbrush does just kind of sprays it everywhere.
What I have tried on crawler tires is actually Simple Green. I've taken a crawler tire and I've just done a light, quick spray around the actual tread part of the tire, and it has made it softer. But nowadays with some of these tires, I don't know if I want to mess with the compound that's already in the rubber by adding a bunch of crap to it. Because some of them, I don't know how many of you guys have ever had. If you guys have ever had like a TRX4 or any of the Traxxas product line, this is the one that stands out the most when I've noticed it. If you buy a brand new Traxxas truck, a TRX4, 6, whatever, and you take it straight from the store, put a charged battery in it, and go straight and hit the rocks, you're going to think those tires are the worst bloody tires you've ever run in your life. They're garbage. Run it 5-6 times until that shininess is gone off of your tires, right? And once that shininess is gone off of your tires, then they all of a sudden it's like a completely different compound of tire. It's like so soft and grippy, and wow, like now they hook up, and they're actually a pretty decent tire for an RTR, brand new tire. So
what would you recommend, like doing like a burnout with it on pavement?
No, I highly recommend going out and running in sand and gravel. Not so much sand because I don't like running in sand because it gets into everything and wrecks things, but something like a more abrasive surface other than just going straight to the rocks. So run it on the trail for a little while first. If it's a walking path going down there, run it all the way down there. Don't just take it straight out of the box and go straight to the rocks with it, because that mold release compound, whatever the hell it is they put on those tires and the rubber, and it's on every Traxxas vehicle. It's on, but you notice it the most on the crawlers because that's where you really want your tires to grip. But it's that stuff that makes it shiny, and it's actually harder. You can feel it on their new tires. They got a little bit of a firmness to them, and then once that's gone, they kind of soften up. It's weird. Yeah, using sandpaper, run it upside down. But the only problem with using sandpaper is that you're not going to get into the treads. And
I can get all deep like in there.
You won't get into the crevasses, right? So if you get into the crevasses, it's a new term. You get into the crevasses, then your tire will form around the rock and grip the knobby parts and stuff, right? Anyways, that's my take on that.
So you just need like a bag full of that sandblaster stuff, eh? Some slag.
Yeah.
I'm in a slag pile.
Yeah, just bring out the old mobile sandblasting unit. You got. Why my tires got a hole? I don't know.
You just drive it in it, not sandblast them. Just driving that stuff.
Dale's right. It is absolutely. It is like a protective coating. I think it's actually is a protective coating to save the rubber during transport from the manufacturer. And if you look at some Traxxas might be developed and created in Texas or wherever it is, it's Texas, yeah. Their head office might be there, but their stuff is manufactured in Taiwan. So it's coming across on a dinghy. It takes a while to get here. And in that dinghy,
it protects it against the elements. I get it now. I see it.
Yeah.
Keeps that salty sea air from that rubber.
Yeah. That's why X-Max owners are so salty. I went there. Yes, I went there. Okay, where was I next? What else do I need to talk to you about?
What about the new drag chassis, the DR10 mid motor?
Right.
Since we're talking about it.
Well, we can talk about that. We're going to talk about it again later when I do the new stuff thing. But what do you think?
I haven't had a close enough look at it because, of course, I was gone on holidays. I just saw it, took a quick, brief look on it, and I could only see like one or two pictures at the time.
Okay.
So I didn't really get an in-depth look, see if it had like a 6.1 transmission in it or not, or what did they do?
I'm going to...
And should we be excited by this? Like, is it like the next level where they should have started with?
It is where they should have started, for sure. It's absolutely where they should have started.
It was no secret that people wanted a mid motor because there was like a conversion kit for a slash to turn the transmission around and all kinds of funny, weird stuff out there before the RTRs.
Let's see here now. Get back to the picture. There's the picture. Okay, so that's the new one. This is the DR10, whatever you would call it. Mid mount. And it's going to be fast. If you look at it, I don't know. Can I zoom this in? Oh, I can't.
Carbon in there. Look at that.
There is a ton of carbon in there.
Carbon.
Now,
in an RTR. I did like how they did the around the motor there. How they got that big brace on there to stiffen it up in the rear.
You know what I like about it? I like how they made it super lightweight and didn't bother adding any wires.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot cleaner looking that way. You'd be surprised how many companies do that, though. They set it all up, no wires, looks super sexy. Until you get wired, like, what did they do? Oh wait, they didn't have any.
Yeah. You put it all together. You're like, man, this looks way uglier than it did in the picture. None of the electronics come with this. So what you're getting with this thing is literally the chassis. It's just a roller.
But it comes with the right shocks. The shocks are adjustable, screw adjustable. Like that's what they should have had.
Very much adjustable, and it comes with the bumper setup on the front that's going to allow you to actually adjust your height, keep it down low up front.
Yeah, I remember just taking a quick look at it and I was like, this is what they should have started with right here. 2 years ago. This.
I don't believe it comes with the wheels and tires either.
But then again, you're going to put your own on there anyways.
Might come with the body.
You want your Voodoos.
Well, yeah, I mean, $500 Voodoos, whatever. Yeah. It's got the crazy long, swing arm.
But that's just for you to carry it. That's your wheelie bar to carry it because it's got mid motor in it, and you shouldn't wheelie with the mid motor.
Right.
Unless you're wrapping.
What's the next one here? I do. Yeah, these are just the pictures I've got on here from. It's definitely better.
Yeah, I think that's where they should have started.
I like to see the gull wing style. So there's a few changes they've done. Like I know the transmission's mounted so that the dog bones or their CVs, whatever your rear axles, are coming out more flat instead of up or down. So that's going to make it run better. Comes with a sway bar. Comes with all the little tweaking and tuning things that people are always looking for.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, we don't want to look at this too much. Not too much. We'll look at more in depth on the what's new.
Right. We'll look at it more, but I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer, but it doesn't come as an RTR, so it's technically not. It's technically not actually a
kit.
Well, it's a build kit, and you're still going to add all your electronics,
which most people want to do anyways because they are all brand specific, and
so you fall back into the game of ordering this, and this is the hottest and bestest thing. And last week somebody raced with this, and now that's no longer good. Nobody wants that anymore, even though it's still on order and it's still on the way. Nobody wants that anymore.
No.
Now we want this thing over here,
shiny
because somebody did 0.1 second faster with that car. So because somebody did 0.1 second faster with that thing, I can't have that thing, because it's got nothing to do with this, right? Nothing to do with this.
No.
It's all about what is in the car, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone looking for an X-ray or a Euro truck? Oh, Gord, you can't sell all your racers. Or I guess you can. We're still racing outdoors.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Can't get rid of all your on-roads, or you won't be able to race.
Yeah, they'll come join the fun.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's see. What was the other thing I was going to talk? I was going to write all this stuff down when we were talking before, and then I got stuck at the store, and now my head's going like this.
You just didn't want to leave. You're just hanging out, having a good time. You're like, I'm just going to hang out here for a while.
I like selling things to people. I don't like sitting there with my thumb up my butt. That bugs me. Your cat agrees.
Cat wrestling back here.
Your cat's got something up its butt. It's like, meow.
No, they're wrestling. The two of them, they're wrestling.
They're wrestling. Oh,
they're wrestling.
Okay.
You gotta say it like the Americans, wrestling. Be good.
I got a question for you guys. I'm just gonna lay it out there real quick. You guys tell me if you have a boat. Who has boats?
I do.
You got them?
I got one up there.
You got them. What have you guys got for boats? Comment in the comments over.
I got crap.
In the wrong direction. They're over there. The comments are over there. Where are they on the screen?
And my screen they are over.
Are they here? Or are they down? They're over there. On the screen?
Yeah, on the side of my screen.
Because I look at it in a different screen, right? I got a little window of what we're doing, and then I got all this crap over here, and I got all this stuff over here. All of these things that I don't want to share. Oh, M41. I miss my M41. I should not have gotten rid of my M41. Of all my boats that I've ever had, that was probably the funnest one to drive for a boat. I actually get bored pretty quick with a boat. It's pretty amazing to see how fast they go. Yeah. But then once you've gone by through a battery pack, it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't really do anything with it.
Unless you raced.
Yeah. Oh. I'm having a thought.
Oh, God.
Where would we set that up, though? I'd like to do like that real life boat drag racing. You know how they do the boat drags and the guy holds onto the rope?
What?
You've never seen that down in Vegas or down in Nevada?
Boat drag racing with somebody hanging onto a rope?
Yeah, they hold on. That's the start line, right? They sit there and they line up at the light when they hold on to the rope. And then they let go of the rope, put the canopy down, or hopefully the boats stay floating exactly where they were. And the light goes green and they hit it. I'd like to do something like that with RCs.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Tim's got boats. Tim has many, many boats. Justin has no boats. He should have boats, though. I mean, he lives where there's a whole bunch of really cool lakes. He lives in Salmon Arm.
Yeah.
You should have boats, man.
I shouldn't even have a boat, but I got a boat.
You got a boat. I know Gord's got a boat. He's got a blast. He sets it up and pulls it behind on a trailer on another car. The reason I'm asking about boats is because I always wonder, I see all of these. I have a bunch of boats that I got used. That
In a horde.
in my horde. And the guy that I got them from, he used to race them. And I keep on wondering because I never hear anybody racing any of this stuff anywhere. Have you ever seen yourself physically in real life somebody racing boats?
No, but
Not
I
just
have
flipping
heard of
around.
it. They were racing them in Penticton for a year.
Where?
Until it got really difficult to actually run it. It seemed like a good idea. I think Amber was out in a tin boat, flipping boats back over. And yeah.
We had Tim last summer, brought the hydroplane up to the lake. And I got the video of that. I still got to put that video out because it's funny. It's ripping along the water full tilt. It's going, and everybody's like, holy crap, look how fast that thing is. And then it just stopped doing anything. But it's still going full tilt right for the dock. The battery connector it had been running so hard and so hot that the battery connector desoldered itself. So it lost all power. And so no steering, no servo, no nothing. And thunk, right into the dock. Luckily, it stuck the bow of the boat, of the one pontoon, it stuck the bow right between the 2x4s on the dock. Just went thunk right in there. We pulled it out, scuffed a little bit of paint, didn't break anything, but it hit. Jesus, I bet you it hit at probably a good 20 mile an hour. Like it was moving pretty quick. Just coasting because it lost power at full tilt, right? And then it was just still coasting until it slowed down. There was nothing making it slow down. It was wild. Sailboat guys racing cool. Where do they race them? Because I've never seen anybody racing. Like I'm talking RC boats. And
RC sailboats.
I have an RC. Well, I don't. My dad has an RC sailboat, and we've always thought it'd be kind of cool to take it out, but we don't really know where. I don't want to take it on a full size lake because when they disappear, they disappear. They're gone.
Yes, they do it on Okanagan Lake.
Is it Okanagan that they do it?
I'm pretty sure.
There's some good sized chop out there if there's any wind.
Yeah, well, it gets a good wind to power it.
The sailboat RCs that I have seen, that I have, do not have a backup motor.
No, they're all 100%.
Your backup motor is you in a tin boat or a kayak. That's your backup.
We're practically swimming for it.
Or you go buy one of those. RC tugboats that's got the fancy apparatus thingy to go out there.
As long as you're in range for it.
If you're in range for it, yes.
If you're out of range, you're going after.
Those big arm things that they put on those boats are very highly overrated. Because you can do the exact same thing, and I've seen this before. I saw this down on the coast. All they did was they took a very floatable tennis ball-ish size ball with a string run through it, and they run out there and they just do laps around the thing. Just keep on circling around it until the string tangles up into part of the boat, into the rudder or the motor or the prop or whatever. And then once it hooks, then they pull it in. And you don't need to have this great big army thingy I am a robot. I am getting things. You don't need that. It's cool, but you don't need it. Because the one they made from Horizon, that new tugboat they came out with there last year.
Yeah.
If you look at the front of the bow, it looks weird because there's this open. There's a hole. I don't know, about that big for putting the pipe through and mounting this big arm thing.
Yeah.
For the tomahawk chop.
The catchers. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Give your boat a hug.
Or a dinghy. Do it at Polson Park. There's a pond there. Not much of a pond. And I don't know. I was there yesterday or the day before. No, it was yesterday. What was it? I guess it was Tuesday. No, it wasn't Tuesday. It was pissing rain on Tuesday. It was on Monday. I was on my way back from going for a crawl with Wayne. And I swung through Polson Park real quick to check something because I wanted to take a look at the tennis courts there because there's a car show that's going to be going on at Polson Park. And I thought maybe we might be able to do some on-road racing in the tennis courts.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see how big they actually looked and everything. There's two of them end to end. I didn't realize there. I thought it was always one. Anyways, there are homeless people. There were 6 tents pitched along the shores of the creek going through there. And they looked like they'd been there for a couple days because there was stuff piled up around the bases of them and nobody bothered moving them. So I don't know if I would want to go do any racing there. Because that was like right beside where you're talking about going for boat racing. Okay, so the other thing you wanted to talk about, or was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't know.
Your dream about ripping an RC around the resort in Mexico?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that for sure next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna have any schoolwork to do while I'm there, so I'm gonna pack up probably my rally car, and probably my little Ion, my little Project Atom on the way here.
What the hell are those lizardy things that are there? Not iguanas, but
Iguanas, yeah.
Are they iguanas? Not the little ones, the big ones.
Yeah, the big ones, iguanas. Yeah, big iguana.
Yeah, go chase them with an RC.
Oh yeah, they'd love it. Yeah, so like the resort I was at had a cool little walking paths, like just little narrow ones, be cool for the rally car action.
McGuire Lake and Salmon Arm. I'm gonna look that up. Keep talking. I'm gonna look this up. I want to check out McGuire Lake and Salmon Arm.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so I want to bring my car down there. I'm gonna set some cameras up, get a ride along camera, go around the resort, go early in the morning before everybody gets up. That's key. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, McGuire Lake. Probably looking this up wrong. Click on maps.
But you do realize there's Swan Lake, which is great in Vernon.
Yeah, but it's all mud swamp all the way around it. Yeah. You can't get to it like very easily or nicely around the shore.
So you need to have many people with many boats, with big boats.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just looking.
There's one section actually on the north end I want to go check out now that the ice is gone.
Okay, I see where we're talking. I see where he's talking here. Let me get rid of this. No, I don't want the business review. I don't need those either. Okay, let's share this to you guys. So this is McGuire Lake. So when you zoom out here, Salmon Arm, right? You come into town. There's Tim Hortons here. Tano Bar. McDick's is in here somewhere. Where's McDick's?
You mean McDonald's?
McDonald's, yeah.
McDonald's, you mean?
McDonald's, yes.
Love it.
Oh, it's up there. Okay, so McDick's is further up there. So it's down further. Okay, I think I know where it is then. Tim Hortons there, Subway, Shoe Swap Lake. It's right by the hospital, so if we tag somebody with a boat, we're safe. We're good. Oh, I don't know. It says it's a romantic outpost for walks and picnics. See,
right boating.
And RC boats. So that'd be cool. We'll go for a rip there with some boats. Jet boats. Jet boat racing.
I'll take my little boat. I don't mind losing.
I got access to 2 running jet boats, so yeah. Rip it.
Jerk.
Hey, you guys. Okay. Justin says it's a 5-minute walk from his house. Cool. He can set it up.
But I think you're going to have to race Old Spice.
Old Spice?
Old Spice.
Yeah, I don't know if Old Spice would ever get up any faster than it. I think you've seen it at its peak, going as fast as it can possibly go. There's Old Spice up there.
Old Spice is right behind you.
Old Spice is right there behind me. And I ran Old Spice on 3S, and it was still so it wasn't super exciting, but it does look cool. It does have that style, but it doesn't have that
James Bond go.
Yeah, it doesn't have that James Bond
race.
I'm going to jump this over some kind of wharf kind of thing. It doesn't have that appeal at all.
No matter how much James Bond music you play.
No, you can play as much James Bond as possible. Nothing's going to happen with that thing. Okay, I got to look this up. Make this thing over here. Now, for this draw, which I know you guys are all waiting for, should I do the draw first or make them keep waiting?
Let's do what's new first.
You want to do what's new?
Yeah, let's do what's new first, then we'll do the draw.
Okay, we'll do what's new. Good idea.
All right.
I like that idea. Okay.
I didn't get a chance to look everything up this week at all, so I don't even know what's new. I'm excited for what's new.
You're excited for what's new?
I am.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I mean, there's a couple things that are kind of cool, and there's a couple things that are just me. Everybody already knows about the Bronco. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
And let me get it to share here. All right, so here we're going to get into what is new in RC, the new gizmos and gadgets and such. Got to wait for the hard drive to spool up because it's sleeping.
But to be fair, think back in the 90s. This would not even be possible.
This right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Actually, 2-3 years ago, this particular setup right here was a joke. There's no way you could do it. You might be able to do it, but it wouldn't be easy.
We're waiting right now. Is it going to be okay? It's going to be okay.
All right, here it comes. Okay, so first thing we got is Power Hobby. These are 1-inch. They're beadlocks, and they are solid brass.
Oh,
1.4 ounces each.
Really?
Heavy. Pretty good.
They're heavy for the little tiny crawlers.
Yep. You know what I'm not seeing a lot of? What I'm not seeing a lot of lately are 0.7-inch wheels and tires. Ever since RC 4-wheel drive released their 1/24 scale trail finder, which flopped, which is sitting on shelves everywhere. Very little interest in it because it wasn't that good of a performer. And they came out with all of these scale wheels and tires. And they just kept cranking them out. And then they just whoa, wait a minute. Nobody's buying this stuff. Urge. And stopped. This is the new Tamiya Toyota GR Supra GT500.
Cool body.
Of it. Very nice body. It is set up on a TTO2 chassis because, It's either going to be a TT02 or a TT01.
There's
and
like
they're going to beat those two chassis to death until the end of time.
Are they timeless? I don't think so.
This just got released. What do you think these are?
That looks ridiculous.
What do you think they are?
I don't know. It looks like those little mini tires you put on a monster truck.
That is exactly what they are.
To get it off the trailer and onto.
That is exactly what they are. J Concepts just released these.
What?
This is their. They're calling it the monster truck transport wheels. So this is. These are literally so that you can take your truck, and you can set it up on your shelf in your hobby room or wherever you have your stuff set up, and put them there without them taking up a massive amount of space with actual monster truck tires.
Or if you had a scale trailer, you put the monster truck tires on the trailer.
And then scale trailer, you can put it on. Isn't that crazy?
I was just joking. I was like, kind of looks like
I couldn't believe you guessed it. I can't believe you guessed it.
And what size are they? Is that like a 2.2 or something?
They're a custom size. I think they're about a 2.6. Those are the wheels. They're adjustable. I mean, they do have different offsets and everything, so they can work for you. It's just of all the things
do it on a tractor,
right? This is a new body, came out from Zoo Racing. It is called the Wolverine Max.
Ooh, it's the Wolverine, and then they tweaked it a little bit.
It's kind of, it's got that god-awful touring car look to it, which just... bleh.
Everybody loves, you can't possibly sit in that car, but...
No. Not even a little. You couldn't even try.
Looks like an Aston Martin front end on it.
Right?
Oh, this thing here. Oh. I saw this, and I was like, what are you trying to do here? It's kind of cool until you see that front. Look at that front end. That front end just...
Oh, no, dude, it gets better. It gets better. Everybody is jumping on this on-road basher parking lot bandwagon ever since they came out with the infraction, right?
Yeah.
They came out with the infraction. It took everybody by surprise, and people bought the damn thing, and it was really popular because it was stupid fast too, right?
Yeah.
And then all these other companies have started jumping on the bandwagon and creating these slightly different sizes. Nobody's going to be able to come up with a body. Like, nobody's consistent on the body size.
No.
Or the wheelbase. So,
why couldn't they just do, the on-road car and make a basher out of it? Like, the same proportions, same everything.
Make it bigger if you want to. That's fine. But everybody go with at least a similar wheelbase so that the people who buy the damn things can actually do something to them and make them look different other than some of the god-awful bodies they came out with. This one's got
a side profile, but that front end is just,
things glitching on me again. But it's got the spooled up turbos in the front and the big intercooler. And then this really square blocked off back end. It is brushless. It comes in 3 colors. So it's got a gray, this black and red, and a blue. I'm usually a pretty big fan of blue, but I kind of think that this blue is
kind of dud.
No.
I agree with you. That blue is just not catching the eye.
It doesn't set off the body lines that this car doesn't have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the Maverick, the Quantum. Where the heck did I put it?
The Quantum Miss.
The Quantum R Flux muscle car. And then here we are with our DR10M team kit. So we've already talked about this. For anybody who's watching this later, we have not talked about this. This is the new drag chassis. It does not come with electronics. It is a carbon fiber chassis. And it uses all the B6 parts, basically.
And this is what I think they should have started with.
Absolutely.
Drag racing, this is what they should have started with. Not the DR10. This.
Justin says it looks like a Minecraft car. He's right. That Maverick does look like a Minecraft car. Absolutely it does.
That's why I don't like it.
Hey, Joe, how's it going? Let's get to the next one here. We've already looked at these pictures except for the people who are watching this later.
Awesome shocks. Shocks are adjustable, which is what they should have started with too.
Absolutely. So I think everybody's going to start popping up here and making more mid-motor style because there's a lot of money being thrown at this racing now. Drag racing is going huge, and there's more money in drag racing than any other form of RC racing that you're going to see out there right now.
Well, there's zero money in RC racing.
Yeah, I mean, there's cash days and stuff like that going on with this, but there's nothing like that anywhere else.
No, because it's easy to regulate. You take off, either you jump or you don't, and you get to the end, and whoever's fastest gets there. Pretty easy to regulate.
Joe says he's got the Flux truck, and it's one of the ugliest front ends of any RC. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree with you. I think I can't.
That Maverick is going to come up like.
Is there an episode or is there a new movie of Mad Max or something coming out that we don't know about that all of these RC companies have found out about? So they're making their prototype cars now so that they can have all these cars, replica cars in the movie or something. I don't know.
Yeah, one we looked at last week was horrible too.
Just weird. Like, yeah, the Toyota, not the Toyota, the Team Associated Apex too, right? I didn't think that was that good looking of a car.
No.
Arma Vendetta. In the pictures, it didn't look so bad. It looked kind of sleek and fast. And then when you look at it in real life, you're like, I don't know. I like the infraction. I like the felony, except it's a really terrible luck with those stupid cars. I've had 3 of them stolen somewhere. Right? And then the Limitless, which is made to be fast. So anyways, let's get on. I digress.
Yeah, but those other ones aren't made to be fast. So why are they ugly?
Right. So then we got Club 5 foldable tonneau cover. Now that's badass. That's one of those things that somebody has not done yet, and now somebody did it. So now it's been done. Now carry on.
Magnetic clips on there.
Magnetic clips, folds up. It's and let me back this up just a hair. I want to point out how it is in the way, just like every other fold-up real-life tonneau cover is.
So realistic, right there.
Realistic. It takes up a foot and a bit of your box space, even when it's folded up. So, I mean, how much more scale can you get? Right? It is all 3D printed, though. So I don't think it's going to be all that long before you start seeing people thieving that. Like we talked about with the new associated drag car. This is the new Exotech tranny.
Well, this is for 22, isn't it?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
22, which has some problems with the screws pulling at the bottom once in a while. So this is going to fix those problems. So I think that this might be in my not too far distant future.
Yes, for your tutu, your Vader should fit on
my
there.
Vader.
And then when I first saw this, I got these images from Big Squid. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Anyways, when I first saw this, because this was released on April 1st. So I'm not sure if it's actually real, and I still have not found it anywhere except for Big Squid's site.
April Fool's continues.
Yeah, April Fool's continues. Yeah, right. A 1/24th scale monster truck with locked front rear diffs, 3,000 kV brushless system, 2S, 300 milliamp, blah, 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 gyro stability system, and a 5 kg micro steering servo. I like this truck. I think the truck looks good. I'm not such a fan of the Subaru look. There are people out there that are going to love the Subaru look.
But look at those wheel wells. They're like all right.
Not me, though. I'm not going to like that. So so FearTech also released a new chassis. I can't find good information on it. I could just find one picture, and it doesn't really specify whether or not they're using the Element Enduro 24 axles on it or if they're using some other brand. It's not using worm drive, which is good because that's going to be slow. Yeah, it looks cartoonish. Absolutely looks cartoonish. That's why I'm still thinking that it's actually not real. And the fact that it was released on April 1st. At the same time, they released the Ford Tech 6.0 or whatever they were calling it.
The 6 Tech?
The 6 Tech or whatever.
Yeah, I like that one. That looked hilarious.
And then what was the other thing that they said? An RC 4-wheel drive had their Auto Boys or whatever it was they called it, Forerunner. Or it was a combination of AutoZone, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Boys, all combined into one name, and little special edition stuff. But there were actually people that tried to order it. I think that's just laughable, man. Laughable.
Oh,
yeah.
But now if you take that 6 Tech and you put that ugly body on it, it would make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, if I look at it over here, I'm just going to bring it up.
Did you have the 6 Tech up there?
Well, I have the...
the Felony Limousine. That was the other one. Thanks, Joe.
Yes, that's the one. You're right. I remember it now.
Yeah, that was kind of cool looking. I was like,
Felony Limousine wasn't that. They didn't show a lot of pictures of that one. But here's... trying to make the picture bigger.
Yeah,
here's the picture off of Big Squid. And it's... it's funny looking. I like it. When I first looked at that, I went, actually, that kind of an interesting take on a really useless chassis.
Yeah.
Right?
I almost want to have one of those, but with some kind of weird, like, Mad Max body on it.
Right.
Something ugly and armored up.
Whoever did the editing on this picture did a really good job. You can't even see the line.
Oh. Beauty.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta find that limousine, that Felony one.
Yeah. Well, there was another one I saw as well that came out on April 1st. It was not a limousine, but it was the new Ford Bronco, and they did it in a TRX-6. So they put the 2021 Bronco body on the TRX-6 platform. It looked believable because, once again, it was another one that was edited really well.
Maybe they're just testing the waters with this, like, 6x6 action right now. Like,
everything's
fools, but kind of not.
Just wait. Next year it'll be 8x8s. Everybody will come out with 8x8s.
For April Fools?
No, just everybody's going to come out with 8x8s. What's the next thing, right? You got to add more, another axle.
TRX-8.
What was it, a Felony limo?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Limousine.
We got only $1,200.
American.
This is from the ARMA forum. Here we go. See if I can make this bigger so you guys can see it better. Okay, here it is. So this was on the ARMA forum, which I'll probably get in trouble for sharing, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Only a fool would not add this to their RC garage. Don't be a fool.
Pity the fool.
Pity the fool.
I think that needs to be an 8x8.
Yeah. That looks
dual motors up front, like dual motors coming out of the hood.
That looks very, very, very Mad Max-ish. That one.
Yeah.
That looks like something that you would see on Mad Max, where like the boss dude would be like riding in the back, and there'd be some crazy dude on the roof playing guitar that shoots flames.
Yeah.
With a flamethrower and chains hanging out of his ears and weird stuff. Like
and maybe a drummer bazookas when he drums.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'd buy an 8x8. I'd buy an 8x8. Absolutely. Cross RC's 8x8 is the closest I've really seen. I mean, who else we got? RC 4-wheel drive's got an 8x8. Cross RC has an 8x8. Capo has an 8x8, although finding anything from Capo is next to impossible, really. Guy on YouTube just did a 1-to-1 6x6 truck. Really? Well, I'd check that out, except for the fact that I can't share a video from another YouTube channel on here because I'll get in trouble. It's people crying, which is the other thing I want to talk about. What's up with all the toxic people on some of these chat groups and some of these Facebook things and some of these YouTube videos and stuff? You ever read through the comments on some of this stuff? Have you read? I read through the comments and I just think to myself, how entitled are you and how self-important are you that you really think you needed to type that out because you really think people care?
Yeah.
Like some of the comments are just straight up, I am a gigantic dickhead and I need everybody to know.
Yeah, I see a lot of that with people ask questions about in the RC world.
Yeah.
A lot of simple questions.
Or
they just get attacked. They get like barraged.
Just absolutely slaughtered in the comment section. If you don't like the question, you know what you can do?
You keep scrolling. Scrolling.
Do this thing on it's amazing technology. You just do this and you just swipe.
Just keep going.
Just keep swiping, right? That's all you got to do. You don't need to comment because honestly, nobody cares about your opinion.
Unless you're giving some help. When get some help, help.
Right. I get some of the guys that ask the same question, and in some aspects, you need to actually read before you ask the question.
That would be good, but that's not going to happen.
There are a lot of times that you need to read maybe the instructions that came with your vehicle.
Yeah.
Before you ask the question.
Yeah, there's this thing with the manual that comes with the ESCs, and it tells you how to calibrate. It tells you what to do. First thing you do. You open up, turn it on, goes through the steps of calibration. Then at the very end, it gives you a trouble guide, shows you how to hook it up, which wire goes to which part of the motor,
right?
Which way to plug it into your receiver.
And I'm in a lot of different sports. I don't just do RC stuff. I've got bikes and I've raced cars and I've been in other groups and other aspects. And I just don't find the toxic attitude in a lot of those other groups that you find in some of this stuff. And it blows me away.
Yeah.
I don't understand why some of these guys have this need to bring somebody else down just because they are inexperienced, don't know, or Gord keeps asking about MaxFest. Okay, so I have a small problem here, and I was talking to the guys about this earlier today. We're probably not going to call it MaxFest because Traxxas, if you look it up,
are you on? Is this for real?
It is for real. You go to Tom Lee RC and watch his video about why he doesn't like Traxxas. And I went and I looked up this stuff after I watched the video just because, for shits and giggles, I figured, what the hell, let's check it out, right? Traxxas is suing HBO because they called their channel HBO Max.
But who called it Max first? HBO?
I don't know.
HBO Max has been on for a long time.
But if they want to sue them because they called it Max, that's brutal. So, yeah, we're probably not going to call it Max Fest. I thought it was kind of a catchy name and to be cool, but I also don't want to be associated with getting sued. Oh, but it's probably just a tiny little thing that Traxxas won't even know anything about, but I just don't want the risk. It's not worth it. So it probably will not be called Max Fest. It's going to be something else. And I found out some news yesterday, so I'm looking for a better ramp. Because the guy I was going to borrow the ramp from is actually getting out of running his ramp. So, and yeah, so Basher Wars sounds decent. Most of them have PDFs, instructions, even videos as much. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you're right. It's easier to add to the hobby by answering questions. And, YouTube, and there's a lot of places where you can literally just click on a video and watch it. Although there are some guys on YouTube that are learning as they go, as they make a video, which kind of doesn't help you very much if you're trying to figure out the right thing to do. No, I mean a real ramp, Gord. Real ramp. You don't have a ramp the size I want. Trust me. You think the skate park jumps are big? This ramp that I was hoping to use, and I still might get to use it. He's just not sure if he's going to be keeping it that long. So, yeah. If a person posts a question and they ask something and then they get absolutely beat down, they do more dumb stuff later, and then people give him crap for that because what the hell were you thinking? Well, last time he asked a question, you jumped all over him. So he just figured, what the hell? I'll go with it and see what happens.
Exactly.
And then they discover the hard way that, whoops, I shouldn't have done it that way. Now I completely destroyed what I own. So.
But you do realize we've all wrecked stuff in the past.
Yep.
So just relax, bud.
Well, and so I guess the other thing that gets me are the people that get really toxic, and I mean, there's brand bashing out there. There's a lot of that, and there's a lot of that showing up lately with Traxxas and Arma and coming out with new trucks and new cars. And I put out the video with the fire team saying it was X-Max killer, which I stand by the way. I've run them both. I have them both, and I will grab the fire team any day of the week before I will grab that X-Max. Why? Because the X-Max breaks every freaking time I take it out. So there.
The X-Max or is it operator error?
Doesn't matter. I don't break the fire team. So if it's operator error, then that's more proof that the X-Max is not as tough as the fire team. Right? Right? Anyways, so you get these guys that get all bent out of shape because you like an X-Max, or you like the Traxxas Max, or you like the Corrali Kronos, let's say. It's what you've got. Like, some of these guys are very excited about their vehicle. They just got into the hobby, or they just got into it and they bought their first basher or first crawler or first whatever it is. It's the best car in all the land, exactly, because it's their first car. And I don't care if you guys if you think back to the very first RC you ever owned, or the first 4 RCs you ever owned, whatever. When you first got into the hobby, the cars that you bought, you liked. If you didn't like them and think they were awesome, you wouldn't have kept buying more, right?
Or replicas of the same one.
Or replicas of the same one, like some companies do, yes. Right? Sounds like Aaron should buy my. You need an X Max apparently.
No, I don't need an X
No,
Max.
you have to understand. He has a bad back. He can't pack a broken X Max back to the car all the time.
I got my race cars. It's race.
Yeah,
race
yeah. It's gotta go racy, fast. Tim will sell you one that's racy, fast.
No, I don't think they can handle like a race car.
No, they don't handle. They'll go straight fast.
Yeah, ish. Sometimes they veer off.
But
on power, off power, on power, off power.
So yeah, I'm reading through some of these comments. I'm reading through some of the stuff, and I'm not talking about comments on videos we've ever done or any of that stuff. You post up a picture of a truck that you built. You just spent, I don't know, a month building this truck, and you're pretty proud of it. And you think it's kind of cool. You post up a picture on Crackbook, which is Facebook for you people who don't know what I call Facebook. That's Crackbook. They post it up on Crackbook or Instacart, Instagram, whatever you want to call it. And immediately somebody goes, well, that looks dumb. Why'd you do that? What's this for? Why can't you just say, or just scroll if you don't like it? You don't have to make a negative comment on things. And there are certain people, when you read enough comments and float through enough, there are certain people that repeatedly have to make a negative comment. You can just tell their personality right off the bat. You just look at it and you're like reading the comments going, you were just a bundle of sunshine to hang around with, wouldn't you be?
You just like to argue about everything, don't you?
They just want to argue about everything, and they know everything, even though they've only been doing it for 3 years. Right?
Happens. Doing it for 6 months, I know everything.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Always.
My Max is awesome. Best one ever.
My Max is better than your Max.
Yeah, you don't even have wide kit on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when just for anybody who ever watches any of our videos, when I say I like this vehicle because whatever, or I think it's better than this other vehicle, you're going to be pretty hard pressed to find me being particularly fond of any special brand. I don't like any of them. I think they all have room for improvement on aspects all the way around. I can't stand Traxxas because I don't like their business practices. I don't like their phantasmic scale that they come out with. They call something 1/10 scale. It's not even close to being that scale. They claim to be the biggest bashers in the land. They're not. There's other cars out there that you can beat the piss out of that hold up just as good. Then you have Arma. Arma claimed to be basher, built for bashers, built to bash. You can break them just as easy. They don't. They make different claims about different things that aren't true. Then you got the crawler aspect of things. You got guys who run axial instead of Traxxas, or people who bag on Element Enduros and stuff like. If it's not what you have, you're probably going to. So the real, I guess the moral of the story is that if you really want to know and not bash on everything else, you need to own more RCs, because then that would broaden your horizons and you would understand that not everything else is a piece of crap. Yeah. Which is why I have a horde.
Which is why you have a horde.
That's why I have a horde.
But one thing I gotta say about Traxxas is the parts. It's ridiculous.
Traxxas?
Yeah, they got good part support.
They have very good part support.
But the reason, because they've run the same thing for 30 years.
Absolutely. That's I was about to say the exact same thing. And so the other company, so like when you look at Losi, okay?
Yeah.
Losi makes some pretty damn good they make some cool cars. The Losi laser nut. I've seen guys take that thing out and just beat the piss out of it across rocky trails and stuff, and it's awesome. How many vehicles does it share parts with in the Losi line?
Currently?
Yeah.
might share parts with the Low C8.
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
I haven't checked it because I don't have one yet. But if you, I am in a good mood. I'm in a peachy freaking mood. I'm in a wonderful freaking mood. Anyways, they don't share parts with a bunch of other companies or a bunch of other models. There's not a lot of cross usable parts in their lineup. Traxxas, I mean, if you have a 2-wheel drive Traxxas, you could take that transmission out and you can put it in every other 2-wheel drive they make.
Yep.
You can usually take the front bulkhead and the suspension and all of that stuff out and put it in any of the other ones. The only things they'll change will be things that actually change physical characteristics of the vehicle, like your A-arms will be a different width or different length, and your axles will be a different length to go with the same A-arms.
Or if you want to cut them down, you just take a little pipe cutter and cut them down. Bam.
Exactly. And then you have your chassis plates going to be a different length. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? But other than that, they just keep reusing the same parts over and over and over. And they do the same thing with their 4-wheel drive line. The front bulkhead, the back bulkhead are going to be the same. The front and rear diffs are usually always the same. They've changed a few things just currently, which surprised the hell out of me. Like the biggest surprise for me was when they came out with the sledge. Because the sledge has no parts crossover with any other vehicle.
None.
Right? Well, I guess it's not really the first one they did that. They did that with the X-Max as well. The X-Max had no crossover parts with any other vehicle. Then they have the Max, which has a few crossover parts, like a few gears and some stuff like that are crossovers with other vehicles. But for the most part, it's all its own thing. The sledge, but their 2-wheel drive, their base, their core lineup has always been interchangeable for 35 years? I want to say 35 years. I think the Rustler platform is at least 30 years old. 19. When did I see my first Traxxas?
I was there, yeah.
1989, I want to say. Somewhere around 1989 when I was in the hobby shop, and I remember seeing, I think it was the Radicator. It was one of the very first ones that they came out with. It was the buggy. I have to look it up. I have the RC Car Action magazine that went with it, and I saw it come out, and I went to the local hobby store, and it was there, and it was like, oh my God! And of course, I never bought it because I had no money back then. Right?
You have it now in your hoard. You don't even know.
I might have one here.
You might have one in your hoard.
But then, so you got Arma. Arma has shared parts with their 4-wheel drive lineup. Their Sentins, their Granites, their Vortex. What's the other one that came out? The Big Rock. All of those, the Typhon, all of that stuff in the 3S and the brush line, they all share parts.
Yeah.
Some of them are upgraded parts which is also another cool thing you can do, because you can take a brushed one, put the upgraded brushless parts in, and have it's like an improvement. Modify it up, right? Just gotta make this go away. Gotta make that go there. It's glitching in the bottom down here, doing this weird thing. Yeah. Gord's first Traxxas was a Rustler 2-wheel drive, and he found it in a Vernon landfill. I'm gonna let you guys make your own comments about that, because back in the day, that's where I felt most Rustlers should be, is a landfill. But I understand, it's a good entry-level truck, because that same truck you could bring in, put wheels on it, make sure the electronics are going, and go. And that's all the successful companies. The big successful companies have done that for a while now. They've done this: take a truck or take a chassis, take a platform, and keep making it. Make little changes to it, variations, maybe change the wheelbase, maybe change the A-arm length, put different kinds of wheels on it, whatever, but they keep the core stuff. Why? Because they're not producing a whole bunch of different parts that basically wash out their parts wall.
Yeah.
All the big companies that are doing really successful, they have that same thing. They share parts. Arma, their 3S and their Mega lines share parts.
Yep.
And actually, most of their 6S lines share parts. Same with Traxxas. Well, their 2-wheel drive line shares parts. Their 4-wheel drive line shares parts. Their 6S line does not share parts at all, unless you're talking the Summit and the Revo. They share some parts. Then they came out with a sledge, and now it's like, well, do you even have any of these parts? No, you don't. Oh, by the way, before I forget to mention it, Friday night. So I've done 2 weeks of bashing on the sledge. Okay. 2 weeks of beating the crap out of it and flipping it and crashing it and cartwheeling it and everything. The only thing I have not done to it is take it to a skate park. And that's because my goal is not to take it to a skate park and destroy it. I'm not trying to destroy it in one jump. I want to see what parts are actually wearing on this thing and what parts are fatiguing over time. I have not blown any tires on it. The tires are actually holding together a lot better than I thought they were going to, and that's due to the fact that they actually changed their gluing process at the factory. So they're actually gluing them a lot more consistently all the way around the rim, so you're not getting the one spot that bubbles out.
That's handy.
If I held the throttle on wide open, like some people seem to find a need, I can guarantee you those tires would blow apart. I don't do that. I want to see the thing run. I want to.
Yeah, you don't try to flip back over just by hitting, throttle brake, trying to get rock.
I'll stand by my opinion on this one forever. I think that is the stupidest feature any company's ever come out with, because all it does is beat the hell out of your driveline and blow up your tires.
Yep.
Sorry,
it goes so fast it catches the ground and is like, pow! Rip tire.
Most of us could use a little walk to go and flip our truck back over. Me in particular, I could use a walk to go do that. So I don't have a problem going and flipping my truck. Now, if there's a gourd around launching X or Maxes anywhere nearby, I might want somebody else to go flip my truck for me. But other than that, I don't have a problem. So I got you, Gord. Yeah, so who on here still has a 6S Max? Dale has one by the looks of it. I'm just reading the comments real quick. Yeah, nobody really likes walking. That's why if you're going to crash your truck, try and do it within a 50-foot radius of you. Oh, excuse me. Save you some grief, right? So, all right. Your cat is wanting you to stop doing the live stream.
Like, oh, you're doing something? Eh?
Oh, no, you shouldn't be doing anything. You should be doing this with me.
Pet my face, pet my face, pet my face.
Okay.
Is it time to do some draw action or what?
Well, that's what I'm looking at here.
What are you doing?
I think it's time to do some draw action. Now, bear with me on this, because I have never, ever done an actual draw on this live yet. So I'm going to share the screen to you guys so you guys can see what's going on. And I'm going to fumble through this thing so you guys can figure out. So you guys can see exactly what's going on. Let's see if I'm doing it wrong. So let's put this up.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Okay, so here are the entries for the SCX24 Gladiator giveaway. This guy. Hey there. Which has never been taken out of the box.
collector's item.
Collector's item. So you're not allowed to open it. You have to keep it all sealed in the box. That's the rules. Didn't read the fine print, did you?
So you got 1 in 75 chance to win.
Nope. There are 404 entries.
But only 75 people.
True. Okay, but it depends on how many entries the people did.
Yeah, I'm going with the 1 in 75.
Okay, so when I read the instructions, it said I have to go up here to randomize winners.
Did you close draw yet? Or what? Oh, here we go. Everything's good. What's going on here?
Randomly select one winner, having greater or equal to 1 entry each. Okay, yep. Submit. See what happens. Okay, so the winner that popped up is Sal Mancuso, who is not on here. I don't see anybody commenting. So Sal appears to have won. I'm not going to show you guys his email because it's all right in here. So Sal won. So I'm hoping that that's not somewhere too far away for me to ship. Because that's going to be interesting.
It's going to be in like Vietnam.
What country's in? Canada. Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Canadian winner.
Canadian winner.
I thought for sure it's going to go to the States. America.
He had 4 entries in. So, display winner.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Now I got to send him an email. Woohoo! Don't even know how many entries I got. I can tell you guys how many entries he had. Let's go through here.
Who dat?
Oh, Gord's mentioning, saying he doesn't know how many entries he had. But I can actually go in here and click. Like I know that Scott entered every day. Every day. Tim's entered almost every day. Terry's on here. Wow. Almost every day. Justin's on here. Scott, Ranson. Most of you guys are on here. I'm seeing it. But I don't want to give away all your info, so I'm not going to. So that is that. I'm going to unshare this screen now so that you guys can't all copy the stuff. Yeah, congratulations. Terry, you think you had 30, eh? Well, I can look it up now. Let's look here. Terry. Let's click on you. Yeah, you had 30 entries. Let's look and see what JJ had. Just for
I'm really hurt you didn't pick my name.
Well, you know, let's see how many Tim had. Tim only had 17. Tim, you're slacking, man. Tim, you were slacking. Yeah, there's only one that you could do. It was basically go and visit the channel and check out and see what's new. James. Scott. Let's look and see what Scott had. Because Scott only had 29. So he's good. He went every day pretty much. Wow. Cool. Yeah, Terry missed a few days. Scott had 29. Let me take a look and see how many Gord had.
5,064.
JJ, let's see how many JJ had. JJ had 29. Where are you, Gord? You got to be in here somewhere.
Ron said he had 35.
Ron?
Yeah.
Well, let's look. Yes, he did. Holy cow. He was on it.
pow, 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 win, win, win.
Yeah, he was on the visit.
War wins.
He was on the Visit Channel on every day at almost the same time most of those days too. I know your daily routine. At 5:00 every day, you checked it.
You watched this video.
You watched this video. Yeah. So, anyways, that's it. Congratulations, Sal. I'm gonna click on that. So he only had 4.
Yeah.
He lucked out. He was lucky, man. He only had 4.
So only one winner.
Not allowed to drive the big truck in the house. I am allowed to drive the bigger trucks in the house, but it's not a good idea because it leaves rubber marks on the floor that I have to clean, which is a bad thing. All right, cool. So, and that was when the reset was at 5 p.m. That would make sense. Yeah. So it was every 24 hours, right? So cool. So tomorrow, I guess I should mention this for all the guys that are still here that are asking. Tomorrow, Scott, you're included. 6:00 on the backside of Becker. So basically park in the church parking lot, hike across the road. We're going to go up that side. We are doing rock bouncing. I'm not going to be super sticky on rules this week because I know a lot of you guys are bringing your trucks out of the mothballs and just some of you guys have got new builds to run. So we're not going to be super sticky on the rules. We're just going to go up there and run the piss out of these trucks. We will probably be done by 8. I'm not going to drag it out too long. Bang them off. No hand of God. If you do a hand of God, you are disqualified. Pretty simple. If you can drive out of it.
3 runs? Was it 3 runs? 2 runs?
I think we're going to do 3. And then take the best of the 3 will be your actual run for the day. Your best score 3, basically. So you have 2 you get 2 throwaways. We're going to run side by side. So the little 1/18 side by sides. We're going to run rock bouncers, caged, and yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
And tomorrow, I'm going to finish up, make some more rules so you guys can see what we're doing for the RC monster truck stuff. You guys already know the rules for the drag racing for the most part. Aaron, do you want to elaborate a little bit on the bracket style cars?
Bracket style cars. Pretty much it's going to be open to pretty much anything if you show up. First time showing up, like bring it whatever you want. You do want to have something more like the 2-wheel drive, but that's the beauty thing about bracket racing is that if you go faster than the set time, you're done.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter what you have.
So how are we gauging the time bracket for the bracketing?
Well, I was going to hopefully get somebody with the DR10 to show up.
Okay.
And whatever the fastest time that thing can possibly go box stock is going to be the bracket.
That's going to be the bracket?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. It's probably going to be like a 2.9.
Okay. So basically anybody under that bracket or slower than that can run whatever they want to run.
Yeah, that really opens up to like people that have like box stock stuff or just want to come out, have some fun, not too serious.
So then going up from that, what are we going to, we've got box stock bracket.
Yeah.
Then what other category are we doing? We're not doing a 13.5 class, are we?
No, we're not around that because that's what the bracket class is going to be, basically.
Right.
And it just kind of makes it easier for people to come with a car. And like with the box cars and how they're so different, it's going to really this level of playing field.
Right.
The other class is going to be the unlimited class. So you're going to have whatever you want for body. Pro mod, you want to drive pro mod this year? Give her.
So we're going to do a pro mod this year.
Yeah, whatever. Open body, open tires, 2S battery, hard pack, an open motor.
Speaking of 2S battery and hard pack, so this year, all racing, rock bouncing, monster truck, drag racing, on-road pavement, any form of racing is falling under the umbrella of Okanagan RC. And being that it's falling under the umbrella of Okanagan RC, you need to have a membership to Okanagan RC. Memberships are valid until the end of September or beginning of September?
Beginning of on-road racing.
Beginning of on-road racing.
Which is usually October.
Which is usually, yeah, okay. So usually the middle of October, end of October, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
Right? Thanksgiving-ish, I guess, would usually be pretty good guess. What is the cost of a membership with Okanagan RC?
$60 for a single membership. Junior membership is $30, and a family is $80.
What makes you a junior?
If you're under 18.
If you're under 18, you classify for a junior, which is $30. If you're family, how many people qualify as a family?
Adults and 2 or 3 children. We're not
so
picky with it.
Scott wants to bring his wife.
Yeah.
That would be more beneficial for him to have a family membership, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's just 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Husband, wife.
So the reason, if you guys are wondering why there needs to be a membership, the reason there needs to be a membership is because there's too many Karens out there and there's too many people that can sue you for nothing. So in order to hold events, we need to have some kind of accountability and some kind of insurance to fall under with an umbrella. And that is what we will get by being Okanagan RC.
Yeah, and if you guys don't want to be part of Okanagan RC, that's fine.
You just can't race.
Go ahead and come up with your own money for insurance for each thing. If
Good
you
luck.
think $60 is lots now, well, if you only have 8 people showing up that want to join or pay for insurance, you're going to be paying, like $200 a person.
Yeah. If I have a slash 2-wheel drive with a Castle motor and ESC, is there any racing classes I can fall into? Absolutely.
Yep.
You can bring your slash 2-wheel drive out and you can fit it into, well, it depends on how fast your Castle motor is, I suppose.
Yep.
You could try it for the bracket class, or you could try it for the no prep.
Yeah.
So what were we had? What are we calling? Outlaw and Pro Mod, or what were the two?
I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now, but it's going to be our professional race class.
Okay. So there's kind of 3, right?
2.
Or 2. Just straight up 2.
2.
Okay.
2 classes. Keep it simple. With the fast class, fast you want to go. Bodies, you want to have a car body on it. Wheels have to be covered.
Yeah, no open wheel. That's the key. You can run open wheel in the bracket class, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not really. It's
going to suck if you got 2 open wheel cars and hit together. That's kind of why we want to have.
But it will make awesome video. So please.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep it simple and fun for the bracket class.
God. I never know when a rig will start. I don't know anybody's trucks that's ever caught on fire. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So we just want to make sure we're covered some way, and that's the best way, because otherwise each group would have to pay for insurance, and it's not cheap.
And the best thing is that now that we've made, the club has agreed and everybody's agreed, we're lumping it all together. So if you've paid for your yearly membership for Okanagan RC, you're covered for all of them. We're not charging entry fees. Hey?
Off-road racing.
Yeah, you can go off-road racing in Kelowna if you want at the track. You can go on-road racing indoors at the track during carpet season. You can drag race. You can monster truck race. You can U4 rock bouncing. What other racing are we doing?
Monster trucks, U4, on-road pavement.
On-road pavement. You'll be covered for that because you're a member. That simple.
Yep.
Other thing is,
and with the
probably locally going to throw drifting into that as well, because there's possibility. Just even if you do something dumb like trip over the freaking barrier on the edge of the track, the club has to be covered and safe.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Some of the other racing, there are the fees with it. Like the off-road track for race days, there's going to be fees attached to that as well.
Right.
Practice days, if you're a member, you get free access to the track, so that's a good bonus. On-road racing indoor, there's going to be some fees in there, and the other stuff we're doing, we're just going to keep it like we have been, because it doesn't really cost us anything to do.
Right.
Really,
except for big events.
Except for big events, yeah.
Big events, there will be an entry fee, and that's most of that is actually going towards covering for prize support and stuff like that. We're trying to actually generate some funds so we actually have some prizes for everybody at the end.
Well, that too, and also just the stuff that goes into running it. A lot of times we got to buy gas for generators or traction compound for the on-road racing.
Mm-hmm.
We spray down on the track. We prep the track for that.
All 40 bottles of Coca-Cola. Yep. I remember that.
You remember that.
Yeah. So, yes, Gord, you're right. So basically all RCs are in that membership except for
crawling.
There's no
crawling. Crawling's not racing, so...
Well, I mean, even if it is, it's not an event that we're putting on. So,
yeah,
it's not covered under any of our insurance. So, or any of the club's insurance. I shouldn't say our insurance. It's not under any of the club's insurance. So, yeah, that's just that. So, there will be, I mean, if you guys can bring your money for your entry and stuff this Thursday, tomorrow for the first one, that's awesome. If you can't, that's okay. We're going to give a little bit of a grace period for you to get your poop in a group. But, you probably you might get 2 races in, and after that, you better buck up or you're not going to be able to race.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Boats might get covered, Gord. We might cover boats because if we actually made a boat race out of it, then it would actually classify as racing, right? So what else are you thinking?
There's also a code of conduct that
yep.
We'll need your emails to send it to you so you can read the code of conduct. Also, there'll be a waiver form coming out too. Sign a waiver form.
Basically, if I'm an idiot and I ran out in front of a car going full tilt, it is my responsibility and my fault, and I am dumb. That's the waiver form.
Yeah.
Like any race. If you ever gone racing anywhere, that's the way. Said something about hard packs that going to be mandatory.
Recommended for sure.
Strongly recommended for hard packs.
If you're going to buy a new battery, buy a hard pack.
Yes.
That's
if the battery is anyway exposed to the elements, like if it's in a spot where I think it's going to end up being up to the race director when we show up. I mean, if you show up with a soft cell pack strapped to the top of your cage for a rock bouncing event, you're not going to run it, because first rollover you're going to explode a battery and we're going to have a hillside on fire. So that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Don't be.
There will be a waiver for anybody who wants to launch maxes at people. That needs to be filled out as well.
No, that's the part where you're agreeing to pretty much attempted murder.
Yes. That's the one. And then what else? Basically, it's a waiver. The waiver is good for the year, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to sign it every time we show up for a race. You just have to have. We have to have it on record that you acknowledge these things.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why we kind of need to update the waiver a little bit, because it's now covering a broader spectrum than just on-road racing on carpet.
Yeah.
We need to update it to say drag racing and U4 racing and blah, 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 blah. Monster truck racing. Monster truck racing, for you guys who are going to keep on asking me, I'm still working on the rules. I'm trying to make them as lax as possible so that as many people can join as possible. So you will be able to run Maxes. You will be able to run LMTs. You'll be able to run Stampedes. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. I don't really care. The biggest differences will be a solid axle or a independent suspension. You have to have a body. You cannot be running a straight cage. There has to be a body. Obviously, it does not need to cover your tires because monster trucks don't have bodies that cover their tires. There is going to be a minimum wheel size. And I just got to verify what size it was going to be. There's a minimum width. Yeah, there's going to be a minimum wheel size for the width, I believe it was. Just to make sure you're actually putting monster truck-ish style tires on.
That's just the more serious one, right? Otherwise, it's whatever the truck came with, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So for the professional, it's going to be more like the drag racing where we have one that's kind of, relaxed and loose. And then that one's going to be more the real deal.
And then so we got what else was I going to say here? Two-wheel drive's allowed. There's no rule about not running that has to be four-wheel drive, because honestly, I think two-wheel drive is going to be your downfall. You're not going to win. I don't think you're going to beat everybody and be blowing everybody away with a two-wheel drive. You cannot run a short course style wheel. So basically, if you have a slash, it needs to be monster truck style tire. It has to be a mega slash or something big, right? The LMT is going to be freaking awesome to watch. I want one really bad. Yes, so there is a rule for motors in ESC. Well, actually, no, there's not a rule for motors in ESC. Motor on axle combos are not allowed. It has to be shaft driven or axle driven. Two-wheel drives are a little bit different because their motor's basically on the axle damn near. But you can't run an MOA setup. Those aren't allowed. The only chance of that happening and being allowed is if we did get enough turnout to actually have a retro class where people were running old Clodbusters, because those are MOA. If you can find anybody in the valley that has a done-up Clodbuster that they'd be willing to actually bring and race, by all means, send them. We'll let them run. I don't think we're going to find anybody. There is a 3S battery limit, no bigger than 3S power. And the reason for that is going to be because we're running in rather tight quarters. If you're running in a parking lot setup and it's just too tight, is running crazy power is not going to benefit you. It's just going to be reckless and smash into people. And
I don't know. It might be reckless, and
it's going to hurt people's ankles and feet and their toes and all of their manly bits.
Wobbly bits.
Yeah. Like I said, this whole thing, the rules that we're doing this year are going to be more lenient because this is the first year we're going to run Monster Truck. So next year we'll hone in a little bit more on the rules, but the rules that we have going for this year will probably be the standing rules for novice, beginners, get you in the door and see if you even like it. I don't want you guys to have to go out and spend $1,000 on a dedicated solid axle monster truck because that's what the rules say, and then you run it twice and you're like, man, this thing sucks. I hate this. This is boring. Why did I spend? I don't want guys doing that. I want guys, yeah, absolutely. You want to run a Wheelie King? You can totally run a Wheelie King. If you can find parts for it, that'd be even better. So Big Rock on 3S and Max can run 3S. Yes, absolutely. So both of those two trucks you can run in this. They'll both go into the independent suspension class. And like I said, we're keeping it very, very open. And it will be a knockout style racing. It will be heads up, head-to-head racing, knockout style, just like the drag racing. It'll be probably using the same tree.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure we can configure things in the right way, which I still have those boards so that we can use those for the finish lines.
Yeah, might be good. Good idea.
And then you're not going to actually hit them. Nobody's going to hit the start usually because you're starting between them. Although there are people, I take that back. You shouldn't be hitting the start.
You shouldn't be hitting them, but
you should be hitting the start, but you probably will.
You probably will. Somebody will.
Because I said you shouldn't, so you probably will. So anybody who wants to come out, so that's for you guys got more questions about it, show up to the rock bouncing tomorrow and I'll explain a little bit more. Tonight, stay tuned for tonight. Tomorrow, I should have some rules posted up on some of it. I'm probably going to have the rock bouncing rules up first so that you guys know what to run. Whatever you guys ran last year for rock bouncing is still legal. We're removing the rule of having to have a driver in the cage because I don't care. This isn't really U4. This is more rock bouncing.
Driver's awesome, though.
We'll have a driver then.
Driver's awesome. You get bonus points for drivers.
Nobody said couldn't have a driver. Is there any way to fix Big Rock's spin out with full throttle? I can't seem to fix that issue. Yeah, it's called your trigger finger, man. This thing here. Don't go, just go. What's that old saying? Squeeze the trigger. Don't yank it. It's not your dick.
Whoa,
I went there. Yeah. So, anything else? Any other questions? Anybody?
All right.
You're good. I'm good. Everybody's good. Drivers. That's driver. That's.
I think if you don't have a driver, you should get minus points.
Points. This isn't a point system. It's you either win or you lost.
You get add time. You get added 20 seconds to your fastest time if you don't have a driver.
The driver's not going to slow you down that much, man. I want to see how fast Big Rock is going straight and not squirrely. Yeah, I don't know what that would be.
Sounds like I have bearing there too.
What it is, unless the tires are ballooning out or you got a bearing dragging or something. Who knows? It could be anything. Anyways, next Friday, I'm going to tear into the sledge and go over and see what parts have worn out, which parts have got excessive wear. Going to open up the diffs, see what they look like, all that kind of stuff on the live stream. So tune in for that. That'll be cool. And if you guys have questions about any of the other classes racing, show up for the rock bouncing tomorrow and we can discuss it in person. It'll be easy. And also, so there's no entry fee for rock bouncing yet until we actually do a series. When we do a points series, we will probably have a small fee so that we can use it for generating some prizes. That's it.
Yes.
I think we pretty much have everything we need for the club. I do want to get a better timing system for the rock bouncing, but I have something in mind that I think I can probably do on the cheap. So.
Another thing too I got to add.
Yeah.
Is I still have the monies from last season's drag racing. I apologize. I haven't had my stuff together to get the draws and stuff all together.
So maybe we do that as a season opener.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody remind me to remind this guy.
Yes.
To get his poop in a group for the season opener for the prizes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
Need pictures.
Because I gotta, take down how many entries there were and put names on tickets, and I've just been distracted with some stuff.
So what are you allowed to use for what? You want to know what you're allowed to use for the rock bouncing? The rock bouncing tomorrow, you need to have a vehicle that is caged and it's supposed to be solid axle. I don't think we had anybody that showed up except for you.
With 2-wheel drive.
But you went in the expo class. You didn't end up going in an actual class. So it breaks into categories. You got your 1.9, and you've got your 2.2s, and then you have your whatever else. We're going to open it up, make it better. And most guys are running Rifts and Bombers and Wraiths. So if you have those and they're fast, that's fine. There is no battery limit. If you can make it up the hill with an 8S truck, have at her, man. All the more to you. But it's timed. It's straight up timed. You start at the bottom, and when you get to the top, come back down, hit the bottom. When the time stops, that's your time. Your 3 runs, and you touch your truck to flip it over or anything like that. That's a DNF on that run. You break down. So let's just say something happens, like a wheel comes off. You can stop the vehicle right there on the course where you're at, and you can make the repair right there. You cannot move the truck up or down the course, and you will have probably a 2-minute window to get the truck fixed. Most of you guys are not going to fix that in 2 minutes anyways. But if it was something simple like a wheel nut came loose or something, then you might be able to fix it. I want to have a micro drifter. I have a decent trade. You guys all want micro drifters. Remind Aaron about home opener prizes. Yes. Yeah. So bring your stuff. Come run. Like I said, there's no entry fee for just regular races. Just your initial fee for your yearly license. Whatever you want to call that. I guess the racing license, I guess we can call it that. Membership.
That's what we should call it. Not your membership, get your license.
Yeah. Your RC license.
RC license.
Yeah. So we'll run that, and you guys can all join in, and everybody's welcome. Any age, doesn't matter. I don't care. For the rock bouncing, you do have to climb up on a hillside. So if you can't walk or you have issues with that kind of thing, just take that and keep that in mind. Drag racing, not so much. You can sit there in a wheelchair if you needed. Drag racing is probably the most accessible of all of them because you're literally on a flat track. So, right. I do recommend you guys bring your own pit table equipment or whatever you're going to do for drag racing.
Yeah, the tables are pretty nice. I gotta admit,
setting up for a table is nice. Aaron usually has a table, but by the end of the night, his table is chock full of everybody else's junk because nobody brought a table. So this year, we're going to encourage you to bring a table or something, or a chair, or I don't care, just something so you can pit on your own. Yeah. Beside them, that's fine, but just your own space, right?
Yeah.
I'll be at Bash of the Max and Big Rock tomorrow. Okay. I don't have a micro drifter and decent trade. No. And that's it. Any other questions? You got anything else to say? Do you have anything else to say?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, okay. So thanks for tuning in. Congratulations, Sal. I think it was Sal Mancuso. I hope I'm saying that right. Mancuso. Congratulations. You won yourself a shiny new Gladiator. And yeah. We'll talk to you guys either tomorrow at the track, the hillside, or we'll talk to you guys on Friday when I'm tearing into the sledge. What are you going to work on?
I don't know.
Oh, you're going to work on your broken bouncer.
Oh.
All right, man. Have a good one. We'll talk to you guys later and see you guys